What's up, everybody? We're here, SFC 51 weigh-ins. We're finishing up. We're here with the main event, Nick De La Houssaye. It's good to have you back. How are you feeling, man?
I feel good. This weight cut was only to 155 instead of 145, so I'm sure I'll look a lot more spry in this interview than I do in all the other we've done in the past.
We've seen a few, man. It's up and down. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. But listen, man, I want to kind of go over some things I've seen you've been doing this year. You've been pretty active, man. I want to go over all that. You know, you're coming off the submission win in that rematch against Elijah Brantley. You were able to right the wrong of that former loss. And now you're doing another rematch against Chris Vaughn. Are you on a revenge and defend tour? Like, are you getting just the rematches when you can? How's that going for you?
I mean, it's just the fights that they're throwing at me, and I'm not going to turn them down. Like, I fought this guy before. When was it? Like last year, a year and a half ago. So we're both two different fighters. I was able to get it done the first time. I'm looking to obviously do it again in the first round, but maybe in a different fashion this time.
You're fighting, this will be the fourth time this year that you're fighting. 4 times in a calendar year. It looks like full-time profession here. You're fighting professionally. You're fighting full-time. Are you doing a job on the side, or are you doing this full-time? How's that working?
Well, I bartend on the weekends, but Sunday through Friday, I'm busting my ass training 3 times a week. I'm in there in the mornings for a couple hours. I'm in there at night. Doing everything I can to just stay in shape, I guess, because I had my original opponent for this fight backed out like a month ago, I guess. But, I mean, I was ready for whoever he threw at me.
Absolutely, man. Listen, with this crazy life that MMA fighters live, you know, you train 5 days a week, you bartend the weekends. What is your balance, if there is one?
I guess training is the balance. Like, it's just kind of, it's a lifestyle, you know, like you said. I do it as a professional, so I'm going to professionally do everything I do. Everything that I do, even on the weekends, working, is revolved around training.
We love the activity. We love seeing you coming back here. You know, you have 3 fights this year. You're going into your 4th. What can you say you've learned so far venturing into your pro career? You know, you've had some wins, you've had some losses. You're 6 fights in, 3-3. You know, how have you evaluated your next steps into what you're going to take in your pro career?
I've learned a lot about, I guess, the mental game. Like, I've always known, I've always been told that it's like 99% mental. Like, I've always known I've had the physical aspect to make it where I want to make it in the sport, but really kind of zoning in and honing in my mental game, and like knowing that I'm actually capable of what I am capable of is just that's gonna be the next step. That's what's driving me to making it to the UFC, making it where I want to go.
So the UFC is definitely on your radar then. I don't know if we've ever talked fully about that, but obviously you still got your early pro career to venture into that, but that's the goal ultimately.
Yeah, absolutely. I had, I guess, good connections, but now being down on the coast, the guys that I'm training with down there at American Top Team in D'Iberville, the people that I'm like surrounding myself with are all necessary steps to getting to the UFC.
Absolutely, man. Listen, well, we'd love to see it. You know, your jiu-jitsu, I would say, is clearly probably the strongest part of your game. You would agree, yeah?
In the cage, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Listen, but I'm curious, you know, in this time that you've been building yourself in your pro career, have you tried to develop any other areas of your game, or has there been a Thailand trip? You know, have you tried to just venture into any other martial arts more than what you have in your ground game?
No Thailand trip yet. I do want to take one of those. I mean, all my training just kind of revolves around everything, striking. I'll spend a couple days a week on boxing, a couple days on just Muay Thai. Usually wrap the week up with MMA, kind of pulling everything together. But like I said earlier, training in the mornings and at nights, getting in 4 or 5 hours of training every day during the week, it just kind of strengthens every part of my game, not just jiu-jitsu.
Well, that's good to hear, man. We want the details because we see you like once every 3-4 months, or if you go fight somewhere else, maybe it's a year, maybe it's 6 to 8 months. So we love hearing the deets, man. We love hearing the progression of the fighters' journeys here. That's what we're trying to capture. Every time you fight under the Summit banner, you know, you're representing the Southeastern region as a real contender and an honorary SFC fighter for a night. So what is your message to the fans watching Saturday before they lock the cage door Saturday night?
Message to the fans: expect what usually happens. I usually get my hand raised here at Summit, but I guess tomorrow night expect a more technical but composed ass whooping.
You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. Nick De La Houssaye. Thank you, sir. Chris Vaughn, main event, SFC 51. It's good to see you. How you feeling?
Not bad, actually. Really good.
It's been a little bit of time since we saw you. You fought Nick the last time you were here. Now you have a shot at redemption. How does that feel?
Exciting. Really exciting because I had him kind of kind of rocked real bad. And I was pounding his face for a good minute. I was wondering if the ref was going to stop it last time, but he didn't. And he threw up that sneaky little triangle, and it was good.
We put on these great fights, and we're appreciative of the wars and everything that goes on in there. But I kind of want to talk about just your career leading up to this point. You've been in the game for quite a bit now. You had an amateur career, spanning 6 years with 10 fights, practically double what a lot of people start out with as a pro. What was your origin story leading into this? Because you have a lot of fights, you got a lot of history, but what was it that brought you in?
I started out boxing when I was a kid, like age of 6, and I went 1-2 doing that. I thought I won my last fight when I was a kid, but it's what it is. And then I had trouble youth and moved to Batesville, started doing jiu-jitsu, and just moved right into doing MMA.
Young age, got him young, yeah?
I also have some fights that aren't on the books, so probably about 14 amateur fights.
Yeah, I feel like you've got a lot of stuff that you can find on YouTube, but it's not on the Tapology. There's a lot of stuff, a history of stuff out there for you.
Not on the Tapology.
Yeah, no holds barred days. This guy's been around a while. We've seen you stand and bang in fights. We've seen you utilize your ground game as well.
I like it all.
Yeah, exactly, right? But what style would you consider yourself as? I mean, you do kickboxing, you got the jiu-jitsu. What do you call your style?
I don't really have a name for my specific style. I like to box, as you can tell, but then if it goes to the ground, I have good wrestling and jiu-jitsu. So, I mean, boxing, grappling.
There you go, boxing, grappling. Well, listen, man, I just like to acknowledge the time that you spent in the sport. You had a long journey in the game. So, what's some stuff that you've learned over this course of time that you spent? You've had your wins, you've had your losses. What's one of the biggest things that you've learned from this MMA journey?
Always keep going. Nothing is a complete setback, even if you do lose. Everything is a upward gang. Losing is another learning aspect.
Good mindset to have. Well, listen, do you have any message for your fans, SFC fans, supporters, that you want to get out there before they close the cage door on you Saturday night?
Come watch. It's going to be exciting.
Buy pay-per-view, right?
Buy pay-per-view. It's going to be exciting. Please watch.
All right, you heard it here first. Chris Vaughn, ladies and gentlemen. Pleasure. Jordan Lauren, welcome to Summit. It's a pleasure to have you here. How are you feeling tonight? You got your co-main event tomorrow here at Summit. First time fighting at Summit. How does that feel?
It feels pretty good. I'm ready to put on a show and do what I came here to do. I was looking to get another fight before the end of the year, and this kind of happened like I wanted it to. A little short notice, but I've been ready, been locked in, and I'm ready to show that.
Absolutely, man. Listen, you haven't been here, so what we like to do with the new guys, what brought you in MMA, man? What's your origin story into going through the trenches of this sport and the trials and tribulations? What brought you here tonight?
Really getting in trouble in life and my parents looking for to put me in a positive direction, and it was originally going to be this or military school, and I'm glad that this was chosen.
It was this or military school, and he's like, yeah, I'd rather fight people on the weekends.
Yeah.
Your 2 fights in your pro career, how do you feel that the 7 years you spent in amateurs really helped build yourself to this point?
Everything's culminated to bring me to where I'm at now. I feel like I'm a little behind when it comes to how many fights I have for how old I am, but either way, I got plenty of time.
Your Tapology identifies you as a freestyle fighter, and you've shown that you can kind of finish the fight on the feet, you can finish the fight on the ground. What particular martial art do you personally like to cling to? Whether that's in training more or fighting more, like what is the real martial art out of all of them that you like the most?
I like to throw them things, you know what I mean? I like to strike on the feet, but really anywhere the fight goes, I feel like I'm comfortable.
Do you have any final messages for fans and SFC supporters tomorrow night?
Tune in? Yeah, tune in. I'm ready to rock.
You heard it here first. Jordan Lauren, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, sir. Welcome back. We're here with the man, Darius Sniper Patterson, right? The sniper himself. Listen, you're no stranger here to Summit. You're no stranger to SFC. Now you're making your pro debut on the co-main event. How does that feel?
It feels good. It feels good to take another bigger step in, the thing I like to do. So, it's a good opportunity for me, to get out, on another level. So now hopefully I show myself doing my amateur career. So now I hope I can show myself doing my pro career, what I'm going to. So, that's just how we're going to come, and that's how we're going to do things.
All right. Well, listen, you've had a successful run in amateurs, 9 fights, 5-3 total record. What was the decision or the point where you're like, okay, Was it a coach that told you let's go pro, or were you just like, nah, I'm 30, I need to go and just go for it?
Yeah, it's just like I need to go for it. Like I just got to the point to where I like, you know what, fuck it, let's go. So I mean, that's what it was. So I just like forget it, let's go for it, push it. 'Cause I mean, time don't wait on nobody. So I was like, while I'm in the shape for it and stuff like that, let's go ahead and push for it. And that's what we did. That's the decision we made. I ran to my coach. Coach like, this what you want to do? I was like, yeah. So I mean, that's what we did.
Coach gave you the nod.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man. Love to hear those stories. That's what we're here for. We got a lot of talent in this division, the pro division, 145. Given that we're here 3 times a year, you still got that opportunity for a belt here at 145. Is that something you're looking to pursue?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I am. And so, yeah, I'm looking to pursue it and stuff like that. So, however it come when we get it and stuff like that, hopefully sometime soon, I'll be fighting for the belt after a while.
Do you have any message that you want to get out to the fans, SFC fans, your supporters personally, your coaches? Anything you want to put out there for the world before they lock that door on you Saturday night?
No, I ain't. Only thing I want to say is just ahead of time before I say it in the cage. Just to thank everybody for supporting me. Thank all my sponsors. Thank my team back at UFM. Thank everybody I cross-train with and all them and stuff like that. So, that's how we coming. And so that's it.
You heard it here first. Darius Patterson, ladies and gentlemen. How's it going? Mr. Malik Burdine, it's good to see you here. Man, you've been here since 47, and you're here at 51. I love the consistency, okay? If anyone knows anything about these interviews, I love it when I see a guy come back and compete over and over and over again. That's what you've done. So I want to kind of acknowledge that. You've been active, 3-1, on a 3-fight winning streak, which has brought you to this title fight. Okay, you're at bantamweight now, but you've kind of bounced around. You went to lightweight for a little bit. Are you sticking at bantamweight? Are you set on that decision?
For right now, yeah. I'll stay here.
Yeah, you still got a little time to figure it out, yeah? You're only 18, 19 years old. I know we address this a lot. We talk about how young you are. 18 years old. I couldn't remember if it was 18 or 19, but we've always talked about your dad, and he brought you into this sport, but we've always heard a lot of stories from him and outside of other people. But what's your experience being basically born into the sport?
That's a hard one, I mean, it's pretty much wake up and train every day, for your whole life. Sometimes it get a little boring a little bit, but you just keep on going through it. I mean, it's exciting now.
So it was boring before, but your dad really got you into it.
No, it was exciting. And then for a while, like once you realize that it's getting serious, then it's like, I don't know. But then it's like, man, I don't know what else to do. So, you get excited about it. But it comes with like, waves, I guess you would say.
The fight game's up and down all the time for everybody here. The weight cuts, the wins, the losses. But for you, being as young as you are, how have you balanced fighting, training with your regular life as a young man yourself? I'm gonna milk this young man thing as you're the youngest guy fighting on the card. So
that became a regular life, I mean, I never was really into doing other kid things, Once I hit about 12, 13, it was just like, this is what I want to do. So, I made the sacrifices, and now, it's paying off.
You've been consistent here all year round, been at every event. Are we going to expect to see you next year 3 times?
I don't know about 3, but you'll definitely see me, like, a good few times.
A good few times. You heard it here first. Malik Burdine, ladies and gentlemen. First time fighting under the SFC banner. It's good to have you here, Albert, Mr. Ordonez? Ordonez. Okay. Like Donez.
Yeah, there's supposed to be one of them squigglies on the end.
Yeah. I was. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't want to mess it up when I was doing this. I was like, okay. I was listening to the pronunciations they have on Google, like Ordonez, and I was like, oh, okay, bet. I'm gonna nail it.
As long as you try it, it's good with me.
Awesome, man. Listen, it's your first time here fighting at SFC, and when you get guys that's their first time fighting at SFC here, we try and figure out, you're not the co-main event, but you're right below it, leading into the main card. So we kind of like to figure out about the fighters and who they are and their story and what brought them into the sport. So with that being said, what brought you into MMA? What led you here tonight?
So I started wrestling in high school. I was lucky enough to get a scholarship, and that scholarship took me from Florida to Arkansas. I got to train under, a wonderful wrestling coach. Shout out Tom. He's over at Duke now. He was on the Olympic team for years, coached the Olympic team. So, I was honored to train underneath him. And then I found my current coach, Matt Sellers, out of Without Limits. And, dude, I love it over there, man. It's a good place to be. And, I love doing this, man.
We love to hear it, man. Was there any particular origin story other than the wrestling? I know wrestling leads a lot of people into the sport, but wrestling was the main thing, yeah?
Yeah, wrestling was the big thing, and then I got the opportunity to train jiu-jitsu down in Miami for a bit, and I really fell in love with the submission grappling aspect. And there's not a lot of money in folk style wrestling or nothing. So
Unless you go WWE.
unless you go WWE, but I don't know if I'm built for WWE, big dog. I'm not the biggest guy in the world, but I don't know. I like MMA. There's rules, but there's not a ton of rules. You can make what works for you work. You know what I mean? I really appreciate that opportunity to kind of be creative with it. Have a good time.
You got a great opportunity here to fight for the amateur 135 belt. This is just amateur, right? We got pro belts here as well. This is your first time. I try to see, are you going to come back? I know at this point, there's belts in every promotion, but do you see a future here fighting for a pro belt here? We want to know, are the Summit fans going to expect you? Because we always put on great fights. We got great fighters here. We want to know, are we going to see you again?
Yeah, dude, you'll see me again, man. At the end of the day, I just want to get the experience. I want to get the fights in. So if you guys got another fight for me after this, I'll be here. All right.
Absolutely, man. Listen, we hold 3 events each year, win, lose, or draw. I'm assuming we're going to see you back. So, listen, do you have any message to your fans, supporters, people that helped you get here?
If you help me out, you know who you are. I appreciate you. Thank you for everything.
All right. Thank you, sir. Albert Ordonez, right? Ordonez, ladies and gentlemen. What's up, everybody? We got a special guest here at the SFC weigh-ins here, Ben Parrish. Ben, you're just coming off of a fresh win at Dirty Boxing 4. You got to give us the spill, man. Dirty Boxing is the new thing on the scene. It's fresh. It's new. What's that like? What's that whole experience like?
Dude, it was fun. They took really good care of us. It's one of the nicest venues and locker rooms that I've been in, and they, like I said, they took really good care of us. Jones and Mike Perry were really nice. They are who they are that you see on TV, so that's always good. There's a lot of fighters I've met that you wouldn't like them. You like them on TV, but you wouldn't like them in person. Right. So it was good, man. I think it's my thing.
You think dirty boxing is your thing, right? So I know you've kind of bounced around. You wanted to do bare knuckle MMA. You've tried other boxing avenues. You've done MMA here a bunch of times. Do you think dirty boxing is just something that you want to be more consistent with? You were at heavyweight this time. Usually you're at light heavyweight here. So you think heavyweight's just, I don't have to cut weight. This is a little bit easier on the body. You think that's just a better match for you overall?
Yeah, I think so. This is the first time I've boxed at heavyweight before, but they were catch weights, and I had to lose some weight for that, and I just feel like if I don't do it, that I can focus on just performance. You don't always have that deadline in the back of your mind. I got to be this number on this day. That it just it consumes some people, and I've been cutting weight since I was in high school, so it's just when I get down cutting towards 200, all my joints hurt. I don't even want to hit pads, and so I tried it out this time, man, and as you can see, I'm way faster, and I've got the power to go with it. That being said, I wouldn't want to fight somebody who's 7 foot tall that cut and make 266, so as long as they give me fun fights, that's the whole thing for me now. Man, I'm 33, been fighting since 18, and I'm just here to have fun, make money.
That's awesome. That's what the fans love to see. We love the action, man. It's good to see you in so many different avenues, right? We've seen you in MMA, we've seen you in boxing, and now you got dirty boxing. For the new people out there that don't really understand the whole dirty boxing thing, it's boxing, but you got your elbows, and when they're grounded, you can hit them, right? So can you kind of explain that to people that might not understand it? Because people see all these different boxing things going on. They're like, wait, you're boxing, but you can elbow. What's that? What's the whole real rule concept?
So it's like you said, it's boxing and anything below the waist. So there's no 10 count. There's a 5 count of ground and pound. And I think that, even they're still trying to figure it out and make it work. That's why they had they incorporated double underhooks, double overhooks. Hugging is a point deduction, and I think that was a good change because I didn't see anybody do it. I don't think anybody got a point took, and I don't even think anybody got warned or broke up. They want them to fight for the duration, and I like the 3-minute rounds. That's 10 minutes, and I like to all gas no brakes, get it going and get it over with, and I can 12 minutes I'm done pretty much if I go that long. Yeah. So Yeah, you keep both feet down for the ground and pound. You can't put your knees down. You're not supposed to throw them. I don't know if you noticed. Like they said, I pushed him down. I didn't, but it's whatever.
It is what it is, right? Well, listen, man, we're glad you're enjoying yourself over at Dirty Boxing. Can we expect to see you fight again this year or maybe next year for Dirty Boxing anytime soon in the next early 26 maybe?
I haven't heard anything, so I guess it's too soon to tell. I don't know when their next show is or anything like that, but hey, my inbox and my phone's open, so I got the best management company in the world, First Round Management. Shout out to them. So, and I don't know, man. We'll see what happens. I got a couple opportunities out there right now, so
That's good, man. Listen, are you going to be here tomorrow watching the fights at SFC 51?
of course I wouldn't miss it. And be sure to check out my boys Noah Ford, Robert Thompson, Moose Alwisi, and Malik Burdine.
Tomorrow night, SFC 51 pay-per-view. You'll see Ben Parrish. You'll see all those gentlemen there. We'll see you then.